Hi, I'm Sal. I'm gonna do a 5K. The goal of this whole process in losing weight is to do activities, right? For me, the weight is important, but trying to lose 500 pounds, a quarter ton of weight, is just too big. And so the way I've done this, I set up the three big goals, right? The triathlon by April of 2026, summer shred 2027, and then the Ironman 2028. Those are the three main goals, and then around those are side quests. The first side quest is going to happen in like 4 weeks, I think. No, maybe 6 weeks. I don't know. It's August 2nd. That will be the 3K open water swim. Well, I think I'm ready. We'll see. I've been swimming a lot. Well, up until the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I haven't swam as much as I probably should have. I was injured, and then this past week I was just kind of lazy. So 3K open water swim. I feel confident though that I'll finish. It may not be fast, it may not be pretty, but I will finish. But like, what's next, right? For me, what was next? And so I know that part of the triathlon is a running session section. I'm 567. I'm 567 pounds. I don't think that running is in the cards just yet, but walking is, right. I need to start doing some on land dedicated walking, and so some things happened a few weeks ago that kind of allowed for me to be in a space to where um, I have a coach for endurance and who's going to help out with this situation. And so I was like, what can I do? And he mentioned, how about trying to do a 5K? And my friends were all kind of talking about anyway doing a 5K this fall. They were all ambitious about it. I wasn't necessarily ambitious about it. Running, walking is probably the modality I'm most afraid of in this journey. Right, swimming is easy, biking is easy, or biking's not easy. Biking to me sounds better than uh, running and walking. Right, that sounds, and I probably because I was nearly immobile, right? I think that when this journey started, I was going from maybe walking 100 feet. Well, I can tell you exactly. I was walking 19 yards on the back turf in the gym, and then would rest for about 5 minutes, and then walk the next 19 yards back. And that was, I did that 4 times the first time I ever went back to the gym. And I remember in my apartment, when I had my apartment, I would go from my door, walk all the way to the hall to like a little bench area, rest on the bench, and then walk to my car. So I was nearly immobile, and so that's why I think that um, the walking and run part scares me the most out of all the modalities. But I need to do it, and so uh, it's a 12-week program to do a 5K. The first week though was supposed to be last week. To be fair, well, I just didn't do it. I just didn't do it. I was lazy, depressed most of the week, and so I did not get it done. So I thought to myself, how can I like hold myself accountable to this process? One, announce it. So this is me telling you all that the goal was to do a 5K, and then two, the training program has me training, I think, 4 or 5 days a week for various time splits and what have you. So I'm gonna make videos either doing some of the walks or some of the jogs, whatever they look like, and then also post um, talking about how I feel, right? And then the goal is to post like a compilation of the whole week's training on Sundays. And so from now on Sunday you'll get like a long form video of the training program, how it's going, what's going well, what's not going well, and where I'm at. That way I hold myself accountable to actually doing the program, and I'll be ready for the 5K. I signed up for the 5K already. Well, I'm signing up for the 5K. It'll be September 21st. I think my friends and I decided we're going to the Huntington Park. It's like you finish by crossing the home plate. There's a game that night, so there is some, or the afternoon. So there is a bit of pace needed in this 5K. Not a lot of pace, but we can't do it in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? We have to have some pace to it. Right now I'm running about, or walking a 32:27 mile. I think was the mile time. So I'm fairly confident that I will get it done. But it's good to have, that pressure of getting it. Um, Doing it with me right now is just some friends from home. I've recruited a couple folks with me, and I'm still recruiting more. if you want to join, it's the Clippers 5K, Huntington Park 5K, whatever it is, September 21st here in Columbus, Ohio. Um, but yeah, the training looks okay, right? I know that some of you are gonna be like, well, your joints, you're kind of big already, and or not kind of, you are big already, and pressure on your joints. One, I have to walk, right? I have to walk in my day to day life. It's just not. I don't know what to tell you. It's part of life. Secondly, I'm blessed with good joints right now. So like my knees and hips don't have too much pain. Um, we'll monitor as we go this process. Also, the part that does have pain is my right ankle has some pain, especially after that hike. I don't know if you remember the hike. The hike, my ankle was brutal. I played basketball a few weeks ago for the first time. After that session, my ankle was pretty done too. So we'll monitor like soreness versus injury there. But if I go slow in the walking part, and the program is written in such a way that will give me plenty of ramp up time to get to a place to where I'm doing the full 5K, that I should be okay. Also, Transcend's gonna help out with some peptides, so some BPC 157 and TB4 to help inflammation. Those two things will hopefully help control some of that inflammation in my ankles and my joints to keep me on the move. Right. The goal is to do this as safe as possible, and if it turns out that we run into an injury or run into an issue that we're worried about this process, we'll pull back. Right. The goal is September 21st, but my body tells me what I need to do, and so I'm not going to push myself further than what it can go safely. Right. I don't want to get injured in this process, and so being very careful about the entire thing, doing it in such a way that allows for success, not just short term but also long term too. Right. And so I'll keep you all updated about what to look for, what I'm excited about, how my body's holding up, and what have you. But also I think that like the walking is just an additional movement for my week, right? It's not gonna still gonna train 5 times a week is the goal. We'll see about that. There's an argument to be had that I dropped my training down to 4 days with three, so chest, back, legs, and then a full body day. That is an argument to be had. Um, I'll talk with the guys and see what they think like is the best route there, but because I'm still going to be swimming a lot, swimming is probably my best movement and probably the easiest for me to do at this point, just because I feel like it's fun. It's also not pressure on any kind of joints. I can do it for a long time. So I'll still swim 4 times a week when I'm healthy, when I'm not being an idiot going off diving boards. That was, I'm not gonna lie, that was fun. But like afterwards, I was like, yeah, this sucks. But in the moment, it was definitely cool to experience that and do that for the first time in a long time. That being said, back to the conversation at hand. So 4 to 5 times a week in the gym will still be happening. Swimming 4 times a week, and then just adding in the walking 4 to 5 times a week as well too. So hopefully we'll see how the body responds to that. As far as food goes, we'll adjust food accordingly. Still trying to average 5 pounds a week lost. Right now I'm averaging 4 pounds. I think we just did the math today. Roughly for 3.9 to 4.2 pounds per week, somewhere in there. So on track. I mean, not we're close to on track, right? I prefer 5, but 4 is okay. We've had some rough weeks this year, especially. 158 pounds lost. Um, I would love to be at 200 pounds lost um, by the event, right? Which is doable. If I could be past 200 pounds lost by the 5K, I'd be ecstatic. That's 42 pounds. That's 40. That's Jesus Christ. That's 42 more pounds to go. So it's not like it's insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination. It just takes hard work and dedication. At some point, we will add in the GLP-1. Who knows when that's going to be though? Like I have it in my fridge. It's kind of a waiting game because we don't want to. The team. I say we. I'm talking about the team. Just so you know. We don't want to go too early. We don't want to go too late. Right? If I lose weight too fast, it causes other issues, mainly around the gallbladder and potentially having gallbladder issues and then needing surgery. and having surgery at 550 pounds plus is still not the safest, right? If we can avoid surgeries, we want to do that. And so, like, while this way is a little bit longer, this way takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more time. Um, it's a waiting game, right? It's like, okay, when it's necessary, we're going to introduce a GLP-1 that will hopefully give me another boost in this process. But when that happens, your guess is as good as mine, right? We're still, when I lock in and I do everything I need to do for the week, I'm still losing, 4 or 5 pounds on average. Now, the weeks I don't lock in, that's when we see the 1 pound weeks. And we've seen some of those too. And we've seen some gains too. So it's, when I do what I'm supposed to do day in and day out and follow the plan, follow the protocol, I'm still hitting the mark as far as weight loss goes. And so, like, changing things up as far as adding new medication doesn't make sense just yet. I'm all for it. I want it, but in the right time, in the right process. So, in the meantime, I think we've covered all the things. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. We'll talk soon. Cheers.